Did you know that in China, slurping your food is considered to be happy with your meal, while in America it is considered rude and disgusting? My presentation will focus on the nonverbal communication of China, mainly dinner etiquette and formal nonverbal communication, and friendly Chinese nonverbal communication. Let's take a look at all of the nonverbal communication that goes on in China and how it differs from the United States. First, let's start with dining nonverbal communication. According to TravelTips.com, it is considered polite to bring your host a gift basket of food or goods and always present it with both hands. Also, never put an odd number of items into the gift basket because that is considered rude and unlucky. Normally, the lucky number would be 8 and you would put 8 items in the gift basket, and never put 4 items in a gift basket because that is also considered unlucky. And I've actually created a gift basket, and ideally it would come in a red basket with gold ribbon, and in it you would normally put some kind of alcohol, normally like whiskey or something, but I chose wine, and then a chocolate bar from America because our chocolate is a lot sweeter than theirs and they like the different tastes, or like an engraved pen that is considered nice, and cigars or cigarettes, so there's 2 in here. And then they appreciate fruits and vegetables, and never a pear though, because cutting a pear symbolizes a breakup or like bad luck. So there's 2 oranges in here also, and an apple, and that makes 8 items because that is considered lucky and that's what they like. When entering somebody's home, you always want to remove your shoes before coming in, and consider it a great honor to be invited to their home because usually they like to entertain in public places, and because they don't like to have things at their own home. And the host should always eat first, and you should never take the last off of a serving dish because everybody picks off plates in the middle of the tables and you normally don't have your own meal served to you. And in addition to slurping being a compliment, burping is also considered to be a compliment in China. Also, the Chinese don't like to mix business with dining. If you are dining with them, you're probably not going to be talking about your business plans. You will most likely be getting to know them and talking about more personal things rather than business. And then the Chinese business nonverbal communication is very important because how you present yourself is very important to them. You should never wear bright colors, and women should always wear flats to business things. You should arrive to business meetings early as to avoid being rude, and being late is considered as an insult. And you should also never point with your index finger because that is considered rude. You should leave your hand open and with your palm facing upwards. Frowning while in a conversation is also considered an act of disagreement, so remember this when talking about business because you don't want them to think that you're disagreeing with something that they're saying just because of a facial expression. Also, looking someone directly in the eye while speaking to them or listening to them is very disrespectful. Avoided eye contact in large groups is considered to give the other person who's talking more privacy and to make them feel more comfortable. And then normal day-to-day nonverbal communication in China is just to be polite. And when greeting someone who is considered an elder, a slight bow is to be very respectful, but bow with your head and not your waist because that's viewed as kind of disrespectful. They also don't think of body contact as being important for friendliness. They think of it as actually inappropriate. It is especially inappropriate for a man to touch a woman in public. And in conclusion, although the Chinese have many different nonverbal communications than we do, they appreciate us trying to understand and accommodate to their culture's nonverbal communication methods. And it is always appreciated to, when we research it before we go there, so that we can help understand what they are doing. All around the world, nonverbal communication is going to be different, and different gestures are going to mean different things. It is very wise to research the culture a little bit before going somewhere you've never been before, as to learn it, and that way you won't necessarily offend anybody when you're there or get yourself in a bad situation.